We've seen great athletes for the previous few years become virtually unbeatable in their respective events.
Noah
We've seen the
Lyles.
historic speed from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price from Jamaica in
I think he's
2022.
gonna be the next
We witnessed
Usain
near
Bolt, man.
perfection from Ryan Krauser in 2021. And we've also recently seen the rapid rise of Kelvin Kiptum over the marathon, who's perhaps the next great one to dismantle Eliud Kipchoge. To become untouchable in any event is quite rare, as it requires nothing short of perfection in everything that you do. But you know what? Noah Lyles is achieving just that once again, and what he just did in this year's New York Grand Prix genuinely makes him a real threat to attack Usain Bolt's
I'm
world
telling
record.
you.
Now, we've talked at
I'm
great
telling
length about
you
Noah
that he
Lyles for the
beat
previous few
Usain Bolt
years,
like
and that's because he is
meat
practically
record.
untouchable right now over the 200-meter distance. Last year, he had arguably the greatest 200-meter season of all time, running under 20 seconds for every performance, averaging under 19.8 seconds for the entire season, and he also won the World Championships with a crazy fast time of 19.31.
Oh,
To put it simply, Lyles did some pretty crazy stuff in 2022, and even when we compare his season against Usain Bolt's best year in the 200, many people still believe that last year's season from Noah Lyles is still ranked slightly higher, given the insane consistency in elite performances in every race.
yeah, man.
Now, what really makes Lyles nearly
You gotta
unbeatable
get
is
them
his
Jamaicans,
flawless
bro.
racing execution. On paper, Lyles has very solid 100-meter capabilities, achieving a new personal best of 9.86 over the 100-meter dash in 2019. But if you give this man an extra 100 meters, he unleashes the beast of sprinting strength, and he just might be the best at this out of anyone else in history.
Oh,
For his World Championship clocking
better than
last
Usain
season,
Bolt
he
already.
ran his first 100 in 10.15, which was already the fastest in this entire field. But then for his final 100 meters, he unleashed overdrive, and he threw down a 9.16, which to this day ranks as the second fastest close in 100-meter history, only falling behind Johan Blake from 2011. We have seen this racing strategy pay massive dividends for Noah Lyles for the previous 4 or 5 years, as he's now won 2 world championships in the 200, he's won an Olympic medal in this event as well, and if we move over to the 4x100 meters, he has also achieved an 8.77 second final 100 during a 4x100 meter relay, which is one of the fastest closing 100s of all time. For the previous few years,
I didn't know
it has been lights
he was
out
that
entertaining
good.
to watch Noah Lyles perform on the track, as he always makes sure to bring the smoke and he always brings the charisma in every performance where he participates. And in his own words, even if you somehow manage to get out in front of him,
had to make sure they knew I was no matter how far someone gets out on me, I'ma catch you.
with this unwavering
I like that
confidence and
confidence.
absolutely spotless
I
record
like
in the
that
200 meters since
confidence.
2021, Lyles comes into this race as the heavy favorite for the winning position. But just how fast did he run in this year's New York Grand Prix? After a fair start, Noah Lyles got out for the opening 100 meters like a rocket, gapping the entire field by a significant margin. And up to this point, he ran his opening 100 in 10.35, which is a very quick opening 100 meters, especially not in a championship race. And even though this wasn't quite as fast as his World Championship opening 100 meters, this was still a very solid time. And then for the final 100, well, you can guess what happened. He threw down the best top-end speed of the field, and he won this race in 19.83 seconds. Now, after the race, Lyles expressed that he had kind of a leg issue after the opening 100, and in his own words, he called it a slight jerk in his momentum. And right when this issue started to emerge, we can see a pretty drastic change in his top-end speed. Through the 110-meter mark, he was running consistently close to 0.9 seconds, and then from 110 to 120 meters, he went from 0.9 to 0.95 seconds for his 10-meter splits. This kind of slowdown just doesn't typically happen, and to the naked eye, it is difficult to see. However, this breakdown gives a pretty good idea as to what Noah Lyles was dealing with. However, even though he had this slight issue, he still threw down a final 100 of 9.48 seconds, which is far and away the fastest in this entire field, and if we also take a full look at his full 10-meter splits, he never went over 1 second for his final 100 meters, which everyone else in the field did experience over this final stretch. At 19.83, this was a very solid performance from Noah Lyles, even though he clearly did expect to run slightly faster. But this is even more proof that even when he's not at his best form, he is still unbeatable, Now, finishing in second was Assam Asinga from Suriname, who is incredibly still a high school athlete, and he ran a time of
High school?
20.25 seconds. And finishing in third was Elijah Morrow in
Damn.
20.3.
What are they feeding
Finishing
these
in fourth was Brandon
kids?
Carnes in 20.5. And finishing in fifth was James Dadsey, who actually has a season's best of 19.79. However, he finished in this race in 20.63. This 200-meter victory only continues the undefeated stretch from Noah Lyles since the later stages of 2021, and despite this slight issue, he is still the fastest in the world, and I cannot wait to see what he does come this year's World Championships.
I think he's gonna be the GOAT. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think about this guy.